Are you looking for a home here in Winnipeg, or maybe you're looking to sell and you're feeling a little bit lost? Here's a secret: not all listings are accurate or even available. That's where the Winnipeg MLS comes in. In this video, I'll be showing you what the MLS is, how it works, and how can you benefit the most out of it before everyone else does. So let's dive in. So what exactly is the MLS? It stands for Multiple Listing Services. It's a centralized database where all licensed realtors upload their listings for sale, which means other agents and buyers can view them. Think of it like the official marketplace for real estate in Winnipeg. And it is managed by the Winnipeg Regional Real Estate Board, which means that us as realtors have to comply with certain regulations to make sure the information in the MLS is accurate. Now, why the MLS is so important for buyers or sellers? Simple. It's the most accurate and most reliable information there is for the real estate market. Many public websites like Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji are missing key information like square footage or year built, and even it could be outdated. That means that you can even be seeing properties that have already sold or are conditionally sold, and you're really missing the ones that are active. MLS shows the real status of the property, the price changes, and the new properties as soon as they hit the market. And if you're working with a realtor, you'd be able to know the price history of the house, how much the house has sold for in the past, how many owners the house has had in the past, as well as if there's any attachment like PDS, property disclosure statement, in which the seller discloses anything related to the house. If something has gone wrong with the house, they'll disclose it. And if there's any upgrades in recent years. Also, your agent will be able to tell you comparables for the house you're offering on. That means that he'd be able to pull up some recently sold properties with similar characteristics as the one you're offering on to make sure you're not overpaying for the house you want. On the seller side, homeowners that want to sell, your agent will be able to tell you how much your home is worth based on comparables. Again, recently sold properties with similar characteristics in the area. Everything's good at this point, but how do you access the MLS? You may be asking. Well, number one would be through the public website, which is Realtor.ca. They pull the information from the MLS, which is like the back end, and you are able to view some details, but not the full picture. And that's Canada's real estate website. And that's usually the first approach buyers take to view listings. The second way you can access the MLS is through a realtor. Now, what a realtor can do is customizable search, create you a portal based on the things that you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for a full basement or certain style of a home, or maybe you're looking only in certain area, and obviously you have to have a budget, right? So based on those things, you'll get an email straight to you once property hits the market, and that could give you a competitive edge over the other buyers. Another advantage will be that you'd be able to know sold prices of homes within your criteria. When we log in as a realtor in the MLS, we can see active, pending, sold, and so on and so forth, the status of the property. As well, we can see the area. So Winnipeg is divided into many areas. We'll talk about that a little bit further in the video. We can also filter out by city or town and by price range. Obviously, we always ask the budget of their client, so we only show them properties based on their budget and what they're looking for. We can also filter it out depending on the type of the property. Maybe it's a duplex, or maybe he's looking for a single family attached or detached, or a townhouse with no condo fees or with condo fees, whatever he's looking for. We can also filter out depending on the style of the home. 1.5 stories, or maybe a bi-level, or a bungalow. I have had some clients that only want bungalows in certain areas because usually bungalows have bigger basements in terms of area, or of course 2 stories. We can also filter out depending on the square footage, the number of bedrooms, the full bathrooms or half bathrooms, and the year built. This is very important because in certain periods of time they use different construction methods. So some people don't like properties built between 1900s and 1930s, or maybe some people like properties that were built in the 50s, in the 60s, or even the 80s. Or there's people that only want to see properties built 2000 and onwards, because that's where the foundation changed a bit. They started to use piles as opposed to footings. Of course, we can also filter out depending on the basement type. Maybe you only want to see crawl space, or maybe a house that only has a full basement. We can also select if you want a single garage attached garage or double attached garage, and so on. We can also filter based on features, on site influences as well. Maybe you want only riverfront properties or lakefront properties. We can also do that. And we can also filter out based if the basement is completely finished, or maybe it's just insulated but isn't finished, or totally unfinished, so you can see the foundation walls to make sure it doesn't have any cracks. In terms of how Winnipeg is divided in areas, the MLS goes as far as dividing the different neighborhoods or groups of neighborhoods, depending of obviously the age of the homes, or maybe certain areas they wanted to point out. So we can also filter the properties that you want to see in certain sectors. Let's say you only want to view properties in Riverview or in Lord Roberts. We can also do that with just by filtering properties that are exclusively in 1AW. As you can see, River Heights in 1C, 1D, Tuxedo in 1E. In terms of the southwest, everything starts with a 1 and move counterclockwise. So the 2s are in San Vital, San Boniface, starting with San Boniface in the 2As, 2Bs in Norwood, and so on. The 3s are in Kildonan, Elmwood, and Transcona. And when you move a little bit north, you'll see North End, Gateway, the Maples, and all of that area. When you move to the west, you'd be able to see the 5s, which include the airport area, the West End, starting with the West End, moving on to St. James, and that's where it ends. If you're looking for homes outside the city, we can always set that up. It's a different code for different areas outside the perimeter, but we are able to sell all around Manitoba. Moving on to some pro tips for buyers. Use the filters wisely. You want to set up the correct budget, the area, or even the home style that you're looking for, but be mindful to set them up right. Because if you're set up, for example, in a certain area that you're looking for, and a house comes up in a different area but it's just across the street, you'll be missing out of that one, or you will not be able to see it. Tip number 2 is look in the notes in the description where it says either offers as received or offers anytime and offers on certain day. You'd be surprised that some properties only receive offers on certain day, and if the property is listed at $299,000 and your budget is $299,000, most likely the property will sell for over asking price, because they create the multiple offer scenario in which the listed price is just the base price. So if they get 2, 3 or more offers, most likely the price will go up and you'll be just wasting your time. And tip number 3 is set up your alerts right, because the best homes sell within days and even within a week. Now, some things that you should avoid at all costs is, my major advice is avoid working with the listing agent, because the listing agent's job first is to get the best price for the seller. which is the highest price. So if you're looking for a good deal, that's not the best route. If you have more questions, I'm always available for a free consultation. The link is in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.